Yesterday was crazy because MCR released a new single for the first time in years that I almost forgot that a new Kendrick Lamar album was dropping today. But I woke up this morning before work and said, oh yeah, I should probably listen to that. And for the first time in 5 years, Kendrick Lamar has dropped a new album called Mr. Moral and the Big Steppers. This is definitely highly anticipated, and he didn't actually drop a single for this record before the album came out. When he released the one song that ended up not being on this album, The Heart Part 5, but it is a banger nonetheless. In this one we get 18 tracks. It's basically a double album, you know, it's supposed to be 9 songs each, but I just listened to it as one full album. It's over 70 minutes long, and I guess the big question is it worth the wait? Well, let's just talk about it, shall we? My least favorite tracks are Rich, We Cry Together, and Crown. We Cry Together just kind of reminds me a lot of, like, Eminem's Kim, where it's not even really rapping, it's just a bunch of shouting, like an argument between him and Taylor Page, who features on the track. And the other two, I don't know, I guess just didn't hit as much as I would have liked them to when it comes to the other tracks on this album. Then in the okay side of things, we have Worldwide Steppers, Rich Spirit, Silent Hill, The Savior Interlude, and the Auntie Diaries. And I know what people are going to say about the Auntie Diaries. From what I was getting from it lyrically, he was talking about how one of his uncles had like a sex change or something like that. That's not the reason that I dislike the song. Again, I just don't think it hit as much as the others did, but it was still good in places to where I actually did enjoy a little bit of it, and I guess that goes with the other ones on this record. Then in my favorite tracks, there was a good bit. We had United in Grief, the opener, very different from what we got on the last record when DNA was like the opening track, how it just kind of hits you forcefully. No, this one doesn't really hit you forcefully, it just kind of, you know, gets you ready to go. And then we have N95, Die Hard, Father Time, Purple Hearts, Count Me Out, Savior the Song, Mr. Moral, Mother I Sober, and Mirror. That just, I think, this whole entire album, Diligence, it's just Kendrick Lamar doing what he does to perfection. He's always using some sort of, you know, old-time, like 90s hip-hop beat to really rap over, or maybe he's rapping over something completely different that, in hindsight, you wouldn't think would work, but somehow, some way, Kendrick Lamar is just able to make it work, and it just is, it's fantastic when you think about it. Now, when you compare this to Damn and even to Pimp a Butterfly, because a lot of people like to say, well, he was on a roll. I mean, Section 80, people will tell you, you know, it's not one of his more well-known records. It was his debut record. But when you get Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly and Damn after that, like back to back to back, it's very hard to kind of say, oh, well, there's going to be a follow-up better than this. Because in the end, I think this is right around where Damn sits, where it's definitely a really, really good record and all that. But I think there's also room for improvement. I think with every Kendrick album, it's that way. Because, you know, he does do some unusual things that you may not be with at first. But, you know, sometimes you're not meant to listen to the music that's behind it. You're meant to listen to the lyrics. And you know with Kendrick, that's at least going to be somewhat clever, somewhat good. There are some points in his songs where you're just like, oh, why did he do that? Like, what song was it? I can't even remember. Where it was like a really, really... He says the F word in the chorus, and I'm not talking about that F word, fuck. I'm talking about, you know, an insult to homosexuals. Now, again, I get it. He's not using it as an insult, but with the way things are now, I can't really see myself singing along to that, because it's not a word that I would just particularly say just like that. I don't know, maybe I'm just overreacting to that in that point, but like I said, I can't remember the name of the song for the life of me that did that. It might have been, was it Silent Hill? I can't remember now. I really, really hate that I don't remember, but you know, it might come back to me before the end of this video, it might not, but yeah. The features on this thing, I guess were fine. On Die Hard, it features BLXST. They do that weird shit. I don't know how to say it. I don't know why you have to put an X in there. It doesn't look cool. It looks fucking stupid. And Amanda Reefer. Then we have Father Time, which features Sampha. We Cry Together, as I mentioned, features Taylor Page. Purple Hearts features Summer Walker and Ghostface Killah, which I think was a nice little song there. Silent Hill features Kodak Black, which he raps a majority of the track, and I don't know, it's a good beat, and even though he doesn't sound obnoxious, I'm not the biggest Kodak Black fan. And then Savior features Baby Keem and Sam Dew, which again, that was a song that I did like, and I also forgot that Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar were cousins. They just did that big song a couple months ago, and apparently they are related to each other in one way or another. And also Mr. Moral features Tana Leone, and Mother I Sober features Beth Gibbons. So I really don't think that there is a terrible feature on here. Some do overshadow Kendrick of the fact that they have more lyrics than Kendrick Lamar does on the song, and I think that takes away from it, because it's like, it's a Kendrick Lamar album, Kendrick Lamar song. I want to hear Kendrick. I still want to hear the features, but I don't want to hear the features for basically the entirety of the song. I just don't really think that that's how that should work. But they all did good. They all did their own thing. It seems like what they were brought there to do was what they were good at doing, and I can appreciate Kendrick for knowing who to put where in his songs and knowing their strengths ahead of time to really, really make this happen and really put good songs together. So overall, I think this record will be a 7.5 out of 10. I don't know how good or bad that is to you guys. I just think, it's there, but I think when you compare it to Damn, it's right around that, same billing. I'm not saying that, it's not an improvement or whatever. I'm just kind of saying, listening to Damn and listening to this, I think I would kind of be on the same page of enjoyment, whereas I'd probably enjoy To Pimp a Butterfly more or Good Kid, Mad City more. That's just me, though. Kendrick Lamar fans, they'll say, oh no, this new project is his best, just because I feel like that's like a trend with him, is like after he released those 3 albums, like after releasing Good Kid, Mad City and releasing To Pimp a Butterfly, everybody's like, this is his best, and then Damn came out, and it was like, no, this is better than To Pimp a Butterfly, and there was that argument. I really don't think anybody's going to make an argument for this being his best, but I still think it's a good enough caliber record for me to say that I enjoyed it a lot, and that Kendrick Lamar still has it even after technically 5 years, if you want to count the Black Panther soundtrack 4, but that wasn't like a complete Kendrick Lamar album. That was just more of a soundtrack album with other artists that he worked with as well, and he was on some of the songs, mainly did the production for it. That's really what he was known to do on that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. You can tell me in the comments below, what did you think of Kendrick Lamar's return? Was it worth the wait? Was it more of a disappointment? Or, who knows, do you think this was better than Damn? I'd really like to hear the people's opinion who think that. Like, tell me why you think it's better in Damn in some way, and maybe I'll agree with you, maybe I won't. I don't know. But until then, stay safe out there, wear your mask, get vaccinated, and I will catch you all in the next one.